You've all seen it. I know you have. I can see it in your sand-paku eyes, the emotional distress, the never-ending pain. Maybe in your dreams, maybe in your daily 8-hour YouTube viewing sessions, but you've all come across lo-fi hip-hop radio 24/7, chill, study, relax gaming beats, and maybe it still haunts you to this day. Yep, I know it's kind of weird. I'm filming in the great outdoors, also known as my fucking porch. My room out here is just too depressing. It's all white walls with a big ass mirror, and it looks like I'm a medical patient. So yeah, it might seem weird, but I gotta make sure I gotta stimulate your senses, keep your low attention spans focused on me. You watching, idiot? But today I'm going to be talking about the genre of lo-fi. If you don't know what lo-fi music is, it is defined as
an aesthetic of recorded music in which sound quality is lower than the usual contemporary standards and imperfections of the recording and production are audible.
So essentially, it sounds like you're listening to a old beat tape from the 90s on your little cassette player, because you're just so cool. You were born in the wrong generation. Let's give it up for this guy over here. He's got real taste. He doesn't like any of that trap crap on the radio nowadays. Likes the old cultured music. I don't mean to hate too much on the consumers of the music. Let me just get that straight right now, because I do get the appeal, but I will get to you later in this video. Don't think you're fucking safe for 1 second. If you're a hardcore lo-fi fan, that's fine. A lot of you probably fantasize about moving to Japan and landing yourself a girl that looks like Natsuki, but you know, whatever. Who I'm truly angry at is the modern day lo-fi producers. I know that most of you are no talent fucks. I know your tricks of the trade, for you see, I was once one of you. Is that a fucking cricket? Hey, shut the fuck up. The old beats on my SoundCloud were lo-fi inspired, and I made them the same way that any bedroom lo-fi producer would. Sample an old jazzy song and sample an old drum beat that fits it, smash the two together in FL Studio, and bam, you got yourself an original lo-fi hit. Well, original enough, because most lo-fi sounds the same anyways. To prove my point, I'll even show you that this is child's play.
What are you, retarded? What are you, Down syndrome?
Alright, so to find a nice, old, obscure sample, I did a couple abstract YouTube searches and found what I wanted, downloaded it, and did the same for my drum sample, and I put the two in FL Studio. So what you gotta do, first things first, is open your sample, select a part of it that can be, you know, perfectly looped over and over again, drag it into your playlist, and then click on it and fix it to 2 bar or 4 bar or however long it is, and then you're gonna wanna do the exact same thing for your drum sample. Now you can just take these two, overlap them, and let the whole thing loop for 2 minutes, and you got a lo-fi song. It's that easy, you know, you can just stop there and you're good. But you can score some extra points if you do something like make your own drum pattern, but you know, that's a lot of effort, and I don't know if you can be bothered with that, but you do have to have a sense of rhythm to do that, and you know, that's just kind of asking too much of a lot of people. You can also add some horrid bass line that barely fits with your sample for, you know, a little extra substance. If the bass is warbling and getting muddy with everything, don't even worry about it. You know, no mixing is required, because this is lo-fi. You could just say it's shitty on purpose. If you really want to go the extra mile, you can add in some white noise or some cassette tape popping in and out sounds at the beginning and end of the beat. This is going to give the listener the feeling that they really are sitting in a park listening to their Sony WM-FX195 Walkman in a time where music was genuinely good. People are just going to bust a load all over themselves at how creative, nostalgic, and old school you are. And there you go, you got a SoundCloud lo-fi song in just a couple of minutes. Do with this information what you must. Lo-fi as it is today is just a genre of jerking off Nujabes and J Dilla. The majority of it is just the product of people doing what they did, except lazier, which is why it's so repetitive, boring, and mind-numbing. Perfect for tuning out all sensory information so you can study. J Dilla, Nujabes, and others like them were already minimalist beat makers. So further breaking down and simplifying what those first lo-fi producers did just gives you the shapeless gray blob with no defining characteristics that is current lo-fi. Most of it is technically stolen too, which is just the cherry on top of the shit sundae. Not only is your beat boring and repetitive as hell, it's really not even yours. As I demonstrated before, a large portion of people sample to create most of the pieces of their instrumentals, if not the whole thing. Don't get me wrong though, sampling isn't always blatant stealing to make up for lack of talent. People like Kanye West sample for a justifiable purpose, to actually make their songs more unique. They grab an old song, actually chop up the sample, rearrange it their own way, create drums themselves, and then add on other instruments with original melodies. That is the way you should go about sampling. Taking pre-existing music because you're so inept that you can't even make one melody that won't rape people's ears is just plain lazy. Even the visuals that accompany the music on YouTube are lazy and straight up stolen. All you gotta do is take a 3-second GIF from a Studio Ghibli movie, loop it for the entirety of your beat tape, then post it, and bazinga, you got a lot of goddamn cash. Even when people actually edit videos for their favorite shitty lo-fi song, it's usually just taking clips from their favorite anime or show like Steven Universe and putting a VHS filter over it. It's fucking painful to watch. This is exactly why so many people try to make lo-fi music. My guess would be that it's mostly failed producers who gave up after they couldn't make one decent chord progression, or kids that want to learn about music but are too unmotivated to actually learn an instrument or how to compose original music. It encourages kids to be lazy and unoriginal, and that I simply cannot let pass. Furthermore, you might be giving kids schizophrenic delusions of grandeur, because when it's that easy to make decent sounding music, they might actually think they're talented for a second. I couldn't wrap my head around the culture or get an idea of a typical fan on social media, so I headed over to the natural habitat of these kids, the YouTube live streams. After extensively studying the behavior patterns of those on the live stream, I came to the conclusion that most of them are young, about my age, with the main occupation of hanging around on the live stream, playing video games, studying, and overall chilling. I even talked to a friend with mutual friends that are hardcore lo-fi fans, and they all just aimlessly sit on their ass. It seems like they all dream to live in the Studio Ghibli cinematic universe and do dainty little pointless things all day, if they even want to do anything at all. It's a strong romanticization of a do-nothing lifestyle, getting high and doing the equivalent of a lizard sunbathing in your room. There's also a lot of rappers on the stream trying to promote their highly underrated raps.
I'ma forever take a stand. I'ma make sure people feel this and take a stand.
Holy shit! Now, if you do look on social media, you'll find a lot of girls fawning over, Joji, X. I can't think of any other lo-fi artist that legitimately has an identity besides those two. And X isn't even a lo-fi artist. He made like 2 lo-fi style songs ever. I guess when your music is about as entertaining as a cinder block, your personality kind of follows the same trend. Also, they probably don't want to attach an identity to themselves because of dumbadoids like me, who are coming for their heads. As I said, you can find a substantial amount of girls on Twitter, Tumblr, etc., glorifying lo-fi artists, one of them being Joji. Probably because he's mildly attractive, and if there's one thing that gets teenage girls in your bandwagon, it's your shit-eating grin. Joji's music as of late is lazy, unoriginal, and uninspired. His older music, even when it was semi-lo-fi style, was noticeably better. It was unique and actually set itself apart from the amorphous SoundCloud blob. But regardless, now that he's full lo-fi, teenage girls are just foaming at the mouth at how talented his music is. I find his case especially funny because all the fans he has now would be absolutely appalled at all the Filthy Frank content. I'm fairly certain he even made fun of the type of people that are his current fans. But the second he dropped the channel, the weird personas, and the 40-year-old homeless man look, and switched over to sad music where he talked about his emotions, all of a sudden, underage girls just come running. It's so absurd. He went from videos like almond titties.
Are you trying to touch your almond titties?
To the romanticization of being a sensitive emo weakling. Oh, he's so pained on the inside. He's showing his true colors now. So, what have we learned today, kids? Well, I would say pretty much nothing, but all you young, impressionable children probably think lo-fi sucks now and are off to harass the nearest stream, so have fun. That's about all I had to say for this video, so I hope you enjoyed. Subscribe for weekly videos all summer, and have a nice day.